Hello everybody and welcome back to the Valley, the old farm. So today we've got a few bits to sort out, we've got a field to harvest, grass to sort out, but before we get into that, there's one thing I need to clear up. So the bank balance looks a little bit different from last time and a few bits on the farm have changed since last time. But there's been a slight issue. Now, I did some contracts off camera because I wanted to play a bit of farm, and if I'm honest, I wasn't in the mood to record an episode, so I thought I'm going to do some contracts off camera, just chill out, play a bit of farm, and then we can get back into it to do work on my own fields. Rather than doing contracts and my own fields and you seeing a lot of the same stuff, I thought we'll just focus on camera on my own fields. But with that, there's been a bit of an issue. If I can have a look on here, you can see that this is the contract page. So things that I've shown you in the past that I've done before, I've worked on contracts, and then I leave it here to basically come and show you and go, look, I've done these. It all says completed. I've just got to collect the money. Well, I've been having issues with that, and contracts have been disappearing. I've done them. I've waited. I've gone off in real life, and I've come back, and the next time to record, like I'm doing now, and I go, right, I'm going to go on here now, start the recording, collect the money, we move on. But they've been going, and they've disappeared this time. And I did a lot. I did about 8, I think, off the top of my head. I'm not 100% sure. But I did about 8 contracts. And, yeah. So this time I was sort of a bit prepared for that. Just in case, when I completed the contracts, I took a screen grab, which I'm going to put on the screen for you now in editing of the completed contracts. So it's the list of the contracts. You can see here what I've done. I've done some fertilizing, some harvesting, and I did some spraying, which, if I'm honest, I did confuse thinking that was the fertilizing. It wasn't. That was these, hence why I've had to rent these. Herbicide spraying. But anyway, they're not wasted. I need them for myself because we've got weeds on. So our own field, the barley field we did, has got weeds. So we're going to have to tackle that at some point. Now, if you look at all these contracts that I've done, add them up, we get to a wonderful £108,253. So that's why the bank balance looks a little bit different. So in the process of doing that, I've managed to sort a few bits out. So if we just jump into the Massey Ferguson, we are going to focus on the grass and doing a bit of wheat harvesting, which I want to sell because, well, I think, well, do you know what? I'm not sure. I keep thinking, am I going to sell it or not? I don't know yet. So in here, we've got a little bit of water. So we're just going to go sort this water out. But cows are making milk. And I've got a solution. What we're going to do with that milk. So if we take a look on the cow pastures, then you can see we've got 21,206 litres of milk. And we've got some slurry as well, which I've got an idea for some slurry, what we're going to do with that. But we'll get back to that on another episode. So we're going to have a look at the cow pasture. I think, if I'm right, now this here is slurry, so we're not going to attempt that one because I think this tanker does hold everything. I think it's over here. There is a fill trigger, and I'm thinking this might be milk. I can't see what I'm doing here. I'm running over everything. Is this milk or not? There is some trigger here. Yeah, milk. Now this tank holds milk. I think it holds digestate, slurry, water, pretty much everything. While that's filling up, over here, I've been sorting a few bits out. So this thing is, what is the container? But it's like, oh, just back away, it's a bit noisy. It's a farm dairy container. Now, if we go over here to this side here, not jump, if we activate and press the right buttons, we come onto this here. So it's a farm dairy, which allows us to do like butter, cheese, and chocolate. We can put sugar in if we want chocolate and stuff. I'm not interested in all that really at the minute, but I want somewhere to put my milk and something we can do with it. So this container has a cool feature called raw milk, and it basically just sells it. It processes it and sells it as like bottled raw milk. And you just put it in and it just does it on the hour. Now we can upgrade that to make it quicker, hold more, and obviously process faster. But at the minute we've only got 15 cows. So we're not at a stage where we need to worry about that. So 21,000 litres, we can hold 30, so we're okay for now. So we're going to go drop this in here and we're going to let it process some raw milk. But we can, if we want, make butter and all this kind of stuff, if we want. But at the minute, I'm just going to get it to do some raw milk. So we're going to tip this in here, and while it's emptying out, we'll go around this side here, and we can activate this now and say, yep, just sell me the raw milk. And we're going to get paid every hour for it processing raw milk. Now, if we go and have a look over here, obviously we know we've got bale storage here, which we've got some wool in at the minute. I've redone the grass here because obviously I slightly tweaked a few bits. Here, we've got a beehive. Now, no bees in it at the minute, but I think having a beehive will be good. Make some honey. And also this thing over here, which is a mod that I do love. You can find this on the official mod hub if you want this yourself. It's the all-in-one production. Let's go over here and have a look into it. Now, this thing does everything. If you look on the list here, bread, cake, cereal, butter, cheese, chocolate, flowers, oils, raisins, grapes, fabric, sugar, clothes. Oh, it does everything. And you can obviously do forage for the cows, pig food, cow food. There's so many things you can do on here. And all in one building. Everything just goes in here. Easy peasy. And I like that it's just on the farm here, just one building. So we will be using that. So like I said, we could have that making us butter. We could also take some milk over to there, because that will also do the same thing. If we look in here, you can use this as well. So you can do butter by putting milk in here, cheese, chocolate. It's got the same thing. It's just a little bit quicker. But at the minute, we're just going to sort of sell some raw milk. Now, everything else is going okay. But the one thing we need to focus on today is the food for the sheep, because they've run out. And we've established that hay isn't the best for them. They need grass. Which takes me on to a new mod that I found that I didn't know existed. This, though, is epic. If you do bales and you have a bale wrapper, stay tuned. You're going to want to see this. Just before we get into the baling, I did say on this shed here that I wasn't sure if this shed accepted manure. We sort of thought, well, it's not here. But I have now found out it is actually in here, look. It does just lie on the floor here that you need to get a bucket and shovel it up. Basically, you need to muck them out, which I think is pretty cool. So that's what we need to do with the manure on there, but we can store it in a silo, so it's not an issue. We don't need to do anything with it in a minute. And I said I got an issue, a solution for the slurry. Check out this bad boy. A slurry spreader. Oh, yes. So this thing is going to be, it's going to be spreading the slurry on the fields. Now, I'm hoping to use this to go on the fields, so save a bit of money on the expensive, like, solid fertilizer or any liquid fertilizer. So I know it's not ridiculously expensive, but this is free. So we can spread this on the field first before we do any work, and before maybe we go plant. And that will give us one application. And then once we sort of planted, maybe then we could sort of go back with the solid fertilizer, just to sort of give it a top coat after, once they've sort of germinated a bit, because you don't really want to kind of spread muck and slurry on your crops, really, do you? So let's go find a home for this one, and then we'll get into some baling. If we have a look here, then you can see this is how it's going to work then. So this thing here opens up to be able to drop down and scoop everything. Basically, it's windrows on the front, and it will scoop it into a swath that this will pick up straight away. Now, you see in this baler, the quick baler, it's got a wrap built in. Yes, I might have changed the wrap to red bales. One, it stands out better, and like I said, I thought this was going to be on the Massey. Now, potentially we could change this because we own this, but we're going to wait until we own that as well. So we'll leave it red for now. But what this new mod does is it allows me to turn the wrapper, on or off. So before, I wanted to sort of try and find a way that I could do grass bales, but that meant getting another baler without the wrap on. Well, I don't want two balers. But now we don't have to worry. So if we go start this thing up, if we go put the help menu on here, you can see, looking at the menu at the top corner, it now asks if it gives me the feature. Now, this baler does have the feature for the automatic drop anyway, but this mod also gives you that feature. So if you've got a baler that doesn't give you the automatic drop feature, this mod will give you that feature as well. Hence why it says it double there, because this baler already has it. So automatic drop is turned on, but then you can see at the bottom, toggle bale wrapper on or off. So let's go and activate the baler, drop the baler down, we'll move across to the front, we'll turn them on, and we'll drop them down, and we'll go and do scoop up. Now we can go fairly fast with this one, but I'm just going to sort of take it steady at the minute for you. As you can see, this is pulling everything in beautifully, and it's just going into a nice swath that the baler's picking up. So we're windrowing and baling all at the same time. So no need to worry about going around making a swath, coming back. Look. Oh, do you see? It works. Look. Wrapper. Bale not wrapped. That is such a cool mod to just be able to deactivate the wrapper. Now let's go and jump back in and see if I go and activate back to the baler and switch this to bale wrapper on. Now if we go carry on, again, same baler, same everything. All it is just a mod that allows you to turn the wrapper on and off. This now should wrap the bale. Yeah, you can see it's going into the back chamber. We're just about to get a bale come out. There we go, and it should wrap it now. How awesome is that? I do love this mod. I've been looking for this kind of mod everywhere. And now, I didn't even think it existed. But now it does. This solves all the problem of using the same baler to just do grass bales or silage bales. It works with everything that needs wrapping. So alfalfa this baler does, whether you want it wrapped or not, and you now can pick and choose. This is awesome. So I'm going to go round, I'm going to finish off, we're going to obviously make the rest of the grass bales because we need them for the sheep. I really do think we need to look into maybe buying another field, because it would be nice. It would be nice to sort of get some more like grass to be able to do some sort of silage as well. But I don't know, maybe we might be able to cope okay with this field only, because it does grow pretty quick, and we are going to get, I would have thought, another couple of cuts. I'm hoping the amount of bales that we're going to get off this field alone should be okay and should keep the sheep going for a little while. So maybe one field of grass might be okay, but there is another field just over there to the right that I've got my eyes on. At the minute it's got nothing in, so that potentially could be good for us. Another grass field. Well, let's get this done. Let's get these bales done and see how many we end up with. Well, that's a nice amount of grass bales. Then we have 24 here, 32 altogether we got off that field. But we just got to remember, one of them is silage. So 31 grass, 1 silage. That's not bad. So let's go see if we can get these in here. I'm hoping these are all going to go, but in the right area they should do. Looking pretty good, although some of them are slightly sliding past. Oh no. Seems to be going okay. Unless they're going across the other side. Come on. Come on. In you go. One more. Come on. There we go. So yeah, we're just going to keep silage over this side, and we're going to have hay, straw, and grass over here. So let's go get the rest, and then we need to move on. All the grass bales have gone in. We've just got this one left. So I've had my Weetabix this morning, which means we can just go and lift this bale up by hand. I don't want to get it mixed in because obviously this needs to ferment. Now, normally if I was doing a full field of bales that need to ferment, we would let it naturally ferment and do it the way we should. Because this one was just a test one to show you the wrapper being on and off, I'm still going to use this. I don't want to get rid of it, but I don't want to really wait around for it to ferment. So I might have another little mod. You can see on the help menu at the top there, it says if I press the left stick, you can see at the bottom it says fermenting 0. We press that and it's instantly turned to silage. So that's now fully fermented, and we now have a silage bale. It's just instant ferment. What a mod. So we can now go put this over here and it will go in. Does that actually stay red up there, or has it gone back to black? Have a look. Yeah, it's gone back to black up here. I wonder if it'll come out red. So really, I suppose the wrap doesn't make a difference if it's all going to be black up there, but hey, anyway. So we're just set up here with the harvester, ready to tackle my wheat field. Now, we are going to store the wheat because the best time to sell this is around December time. So we're just going to break through the bushes here, and we are going to tackle this. Let's drop this down. Now, we're set to chop mode because doing a couple of contracts and getting the straw off that, it's give me quite a bit of straw, and this field will give me, I would have thought I'd go maybe 40 odd bales. Just got to be a little bit careful because we are getting a bit close to the limit of what the bale storage can go for. Now, I know we could sell them, but we don't really get that much for them. Not for the effort of going around and making the bales and picking them all up. So, for a change, we'll just chop it. It's been a while since we've done some chopping. So I'm hoping we should get a nice amount off here because I thought it normally yields pretty well. I think it's fully fertilized. Let's just have a quick, oh that's loud. Have a quick run into here. Yeah, 100% fertilized. Yield bonus plus 98. That's because it's not been mulched, so that's the 2% we're missing. Jump back into this noisy thing. So what are we going to put back in these fields? Do you know what? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what's going to be best because this sort of time of year, I don't think we've really got much option apart from barley, maybe some canola, and wheat again. So we could just go down that path. Now we could start thinking about maybe putting this into like, turn it into flour. You see also why when I said I leased this thing, I needed something that's got a lot of horses. Because this thing, you can see the hill on here. Wowzers. Yeah, we need something that's got a bit of power to get up there. I think any standard little harvester would have really struggled up there. So one headland round. And we have round about, yeah, nearly 14,000. Literally, oh, look at that. On the money. 14,000 litres of wheat. Beautiful. Right, let's get this field done and see what we end up with at the end. So when all done, not a bad amount of wheat. 38,698 litres, which we're going to go put in the silo for now. And we're going to wait for a better time for this one. Just saying around about December, Jan time is going to be a better time for the sell that, so we will wait for that. Let's just go back this up in here. If we can without hitting anything. Park it in here. That's not the kind of best parking, but hey, it will do. Does it need a quick bath? Little one. Both them fields then, our barley field and our wheat field, need a bit of lime on them. So we're going to take the Massey and we're going to see if we can go and hit them with a bit of lime. Because really, there's not much we can do in this month now. So if we go and hit with some lime, we'll get the field ready. We could cultivate it, but I don't see the need. I really do want to rent one of them direct drills, and it's the multi-fruit one that does pretty much everything. So if we hit them with lime, potentially we could be done and we could go to bed. And really, I think it's going to be probably next month. It's just actually a bit bouncy here. So a quick look on the map. So next month we can put some canola in if we want to go down the canola route, or it's going to be another 2 months. It's going to be into September before we can put wheat and barley back in again. Now we have got a lot of barley. If we can have a look in here, you see we have got 71,000 litres of barley, 38,000 litres of wheat. Now looking on here, it does say Jan is going to be the best time. We're going to get around about 27,000. Not great, but you got to remember the reason these figures are quite low is because we are on hard mode with this series. So it's going to make it a little bit trickier. Not as much money we're going to get for this. So let's just go and have a look on this one then. What do we need to do with this then? Do we need to, basically just turn the thing on. So let's just head forward, turn her on. Look at this. Now, remember, it's not quite as wide as the other kind of the fertilizer spreader that we've got, and it does have some interesting steering as well, which we've got to remember. Now we're not doing precision farming on here, so this is just like, you know, normal lime. It's not really going to affect anything, and we've got to remember that there's no automatic on and off with this, but this spreader is pretty good. Doesn't get through much. Holds about 12,000 litres. Just gives it a nice amount. Fairly widespread. Yeah, I like this. So let's go through, let's get these fields done with some lime. And then I think we can go to bed. So that's the liming all done on both fields. Still got plenty in there. That thing is awesome. So I've just come back to the farm and, well, I've just hooked up to this. I'm going to do a bit of muck spreading and maybe I've gone against what I said. And if we look out the window, oh, we can't see. Too many computers in the way. I might have leased myself one of these, which eventually I will buy. It is a cultivator, a horse cultivator. Quite a nice size, 10.2 meter. Takes a lot of horses, so not anything the Massey can do. We're going to have to put it on the John Deere. But I just think it's nice to be able to then, you know, what my plan is to take this and, yeah, can't see there, too many computers. Go through and put lime on like we've done and then hit it with the slurry. I don't know how far this is going to go. I don't know how much it's going to use. Maybe we might be able to do all the field what we've got in here. Maybe both. I don't know. But I think if we can just get this a layer of fertilizer done, then cultivate it all in, and we'll start fresh with a nice field. It's got one application of fertilizer. It's been limed, ready to put the seeds in when we can. I think that'd be quite nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to program a worker to have a go at this, and we'll sit back and see how a worker gets on. So if we get this set up here, we can activate the worker and see how this goes. Oh, look at that. Wow, look at that. Steaming pile of yeah, coming out the back of it. Now, it is set to a worker. I was wondering how the worker was going to get on because of the fence. Now, is it going to be able to work it out, or it seems a little bit confused. He's backed up. He's still spraying. I think he might try and, yeah, he'll turn early. Maybe he'll back up. I'm not sure. We might have to go over that a little bit ourselves. Oh no, he's backing up. Oh no. I'm not sure if he knows what he's doing. It seems like he's backing up, yeah. Fair play to him. Oh, now he's spraying me path with liquid gold. Not doing too bad. Now, see, this is just a nice, steady application. Again, it's not... It's going to help, but it's not the main application. So, obviously, we do have the big 42 meter spreader, which is going to be solid fertilizer, but this is free. I just don't think... It's going down at quite a fair rate of knots, if I'm honest. So, I'm not sure how far we're going to get around this field. Maybe this was a bad idea. But still, it's all free. And obviously, it's going to mount up. I mean, we've got 15 cows in a minute, and we can get, like, I think, 250 in there. So, we're going to end up with a lot. So, we will be able to do this more. So, you know, holding on to the slurry spread is not an issue. But this is just going to give it a little bit of a coat for now. So, we're down to, like, nearly 13,500. It is dropping at quite a rate. Wow. But then this has got no fertilizer on it at all, so maybe that's why. But then we're not running precision farming, so it doesn't like work out how much it needs to put down. It doesn't have like an automatic rate. So maybe that might slow it down a little bit. It looks pretty good though. I like the animation. So we might, if we're lucky, be able to get one headland around. It just depends what the worker does on these corners. If he fluffs about on these corners and keeps spraying it over bits he's already done, like he's turned it off now, so that works well. If he keeps going around spraying it on bits he's already done, then we're never going to get around to the back around. Do you know, I don't actually think we will. In my head, I did have a slight idea that this would complete this field and maybe some of the other one, but actually seeing how quick this drops down, and the worker can't reverse. What you doing, mate? He's That's interesting reversing that was. But he's covered pretty much all of that, so we'll let him off, not bad. Alright, well, let's see how far he gets then. It's not going to be far at all, we're going to be just round the corner, but let's see how he gets on. And we'll come back when he's run out. So not too bad at all, really. We got round to here, so completed a headland and just started on the second pass around where the tank is now empty. So, yeah, I was a little bit out. I did think we were going to complete this field, but that seemed to drop a lot quicker than I thought. So, really, we need to wait till a bit more slurry builds up. Like I said, we've got 15 cows. I think that's quite a lot for 15 cows. So, the more slurry we get, the better we're going to be. I do think this is a good idea. So we slept through now till the next month. So we're in August at 12 minutes past 9. I wanted to see if we were going to get a little bit more slurry to be able to finish off that field, which we have. But I really don't think it's going to be enough. I mean, we've got about 13,000 litres. I want to try and do the field on the left there, the one that looks like it's covered in snow. I just don't think that's going to be enough to finish off the first field, the barley field, let alone anything else. So because we've obviously gone through another month, the grass is looking good again. It's not ready to cut, but it's getting close. So we're just going to hit it with the solid fertilizer now, just give it another little coat. So this will be fully fertilized then. So see, we're going to get the best amount of sort of grass off it. On this next go then, I think it might be a good idea to do some silage bales because we need to stock up on them. Just to be careful, you know, for TMR, because the cows are getting through the food. Still got a bit left. But yeah, I have worked out a bit of a ratio of what we need to do for bales. And I did slightly adapt the food mixer and now change it so it's 118,000 litres. And I know it seems a bit of a random number that does, but the reason for that is because then it allows me to be able to put a set amount of bales in. So I think it's something like 5 hay, 5 silage, and 3 or 4 straw. And then obviously 2,500 litres of mineral feed. So it just balances it all out. So I'm going to worry now about trying to like, put a bit of this in, put a bit of that in. It's all worked out perfect now. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, that. So definitely going to use this for silage on the next go. But I think really for now, I think we could leave it there. Because we can't do anything again in this month, really. So we will go through to the next one, see if we get a bit more slurry. Come back and finish off doing the fields, covering them in slurry. And then we can have a decide of what we're going to put in the ground. Barley or wheat. Feel free if you want to have your suggestion in the comments below. But for now, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one.